again, everybody. It is time for season 1, episode, what is it, Neil? 6?
Number 6.
We're up to of Champion Brothers, Champcast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's Talk Some Southern Gospel.
I'm Chris, and look, right over there's Neil. See, I did it. I pointed right the first time.
There's Chris.
There you go. Now, technicalities out of the way first. Is there anything you can do to your camera, Neil? You're a little bit out of focus, but I don't know. That may be a good thing or
Am
a
I
bad
really?
thing. I'm not sure, but what I'm seeing, you are just a shade. But I mean, yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah, you can make that face anytime you want to. But,
Yeah,
that's fine.
There's not anything, and on my side, it's not.
It's all good.
It
then.
may just be my face.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
But we're glad that folks are joining us, and so I already see some folks are listening in tonight. And last week we were pre-recorded, and it aired live on Thursday night, and then I'm tied up again this Thursday night. So Neil and I were talking about it and trying to decide how we wanted to do it this week, and we want to do another live. It's always just good to see the comments as people are letting us know that they're watching or have a question or something they want to say. I got something in my eye now. I got to get that out. But, and we just decided we'd come up and do it on a Tuesday night instead of a Thursday night. And, neither one of us, I don't think, thought of it at the time when we said, okay, let's do Tuesday night. And then we looked at the calendar and we realized that April 5th was Tuesday night, and April 5th is our dad's birthday. So Dad would have been 80 years old today.
Sure would have. Yeah. Joe Cleland Champion Jr., a.k.a. Jake, JC, Champ. He was known by a lot of different names, but yeah, I just have to.
Joe in the later years, I think.
He did, but just I can just imagine he'd be as surprised ever at 80 if he was still with us.
Oh yeah, and hard to believe it's been 26 years or 25 years ago. This past December, that he got promoted, but yeah, that don't seem like it either. But I don't know if this is going to work. But there he is. There's old Pops right there, sitting in the old brown Bama Boys van at the house, getting ready to go to another singing, probably. So.
That's right, probably so. Probably so.
But we were just talking about it and just wanting to reminisce and kind of honor our dad tonight and play some music from the Bama Boys and probably the Columbians too before all gets said and done. And so Neil, as the senior member of this bunch, I'm going to defer to you. I'm going to let you start the playlist tonight. I'm sure we're thinking of a lot of the same songs, but do you want to do something Columbians or Bama Boys or something else that we've got, or what do you want first?
I got a Bama Boys one on mine, and you might be one you're not thinking about, but it was on that original recording that we had. Yeah. Where Are You? And Dad sang the second verse. And I always loved the way he did it. I loved every way he did every song. Cause I was thinking about it. I don't know that I ever heard him hit a note off pitch ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, never. I don't ever. No recording I've got has it. None of the albums was ever. I mean, I'm off. I pick myself to pieces all the time. A little flat here, a little sharp there. I don't think I ever heard him off pitch ever.
Yeah.
And anyway, this song is just another example of that. It was a song, kind of up tempo song called "You and Me, Jesus." You remember that one?
Okay. Yeah.
Off of that
right here.
Yeah.
So let's put that on you. Here's Dad and the Bama Boys and You and Me, Jesus. That is what you said, isn't it?
That's it.
And it goes something like this.
They said I'd never make it. They said I would not last. They said I'd never get away from all the sin in my past. They said I would not last a day. They said I'd be right back. Here I am still with you, Lord, but I wonder where they're at. Oh, you and me, Jesus, we sure threw them all. They just thought they knew for sure that I was gonna fall. I'm sure far from perfect, as you can plainly see. But after all these years, oh Lord, it's still you and me. Sometimes I'd get so lonesome, Lord, I'd just hang my head and cry. I guess they thought they'd show me, I guess they've had their fun. But it really doesn't matter that much, 'cause you're still number one. Oh, you and me, Jesus, we sure proved them all. They just thought they knew for sure that I was gonna fall. I'm sure far from perfect, as you can plainly see. But after all these years, oh Lord, it's still you and me. It's still you and me.
Oh, yeah, there's just some good stuff right there from Dad and the Bama Boys from back in the day, and You and Me, Jesus. I'm trying to do too many things at once here, but that's good stuff.
Right.
I'd forgotten about that one, Neil.
Yep, I just heard it the other day for the first time in a while and just was reminded of it. And yeah, like always, Daddy was spot on that second verse.
Oh, yes. And I was doing some digging around, Dad went to Millport High School as Mom did. Dad graduated in 60, Mom in 61, they married in 62, and you got here in 63. And I'm right about that, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
But I found this, that our friend Todd Bryant had posted this on Facebook many years ago, and I had saved it and shared it and all that. But this was from, I don't know what paper, but you can't see the whole thing there, but Sunday, June 12th, 1960. So that would have been published probably a week or so after Dad had graduated from high school.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the FFA Quartet. And from left to right there, if you can't see the writing at the bottom, that's Avon Rushing, Charles Bryant, Ken Cook, or Kenny Cook as it called him then. Ken whip me if I called him that today. And then it says J.C. Champion Jr., or Joe as he is now, and then Doris Ushery at the piano. But they had won at the FFA convention in Auburn, and I think they won a tri-state too or somewhere along in there. But yeah, that was some good memories too that I remembered to bring up today.
That is good.
Show that. So, well, we I don't know. You want to play some more music? You want to talk some more? We got guests in the green room that we can bring up.
We definitely don't want to keep them waiting too long, but how about we play one more?
Okay.
Thinking about the FFA Quartet first, though, maybe we talk first. I mean, that's a way that another way me and you followed in Dad's footsteps, because you and I both ended up singing in the FFA Quartet at Millport High School, just like our dad did back in the day.
Unfortunately, we weren't as successful as they were, because I don't think we ever won in quartet.
We were not.
I think we won district a time or two, didn't we?
Right. We won district, didn't come away with a state championship, but just to say that I was in it like Daddy was good enough for me.
Oh, yes, yes. And that goes back to the Wayman Fields, because he was our coach, teacher, instructor, whatever you want to call it, with the FFA Quartet back in those days. So,
right.
But
right.
You said going back to that, what song did you want to play?
Well, not really about the quartet. I mean, that was just something to talk about.
Oh, okay.
But another song, let's play another one off of that Where Are You album, Squire Parsons song that Daddy did back in the day. You know which one that is?
Well, I'm looking at the list. I'm trying to.
We really planned this out, folks, a lot. But,
Lovely Name of Jesus.
There you go.
Okay.
Song that Kingsman recorded on the Chattanooga Live project, and the Bama Boys did it on the Where Are You project, and Joe Champion sang that song.
Yep. Here it is from the Bama Boys and The Lovely Name of Jesus.
Oh, how sweet the name of Jesus, how it calms my doubts and fears, how it thrills my soul with glory when that lovely name I hear. Clouds roll back, the sun starts shining, pain and heartaches disappear, and my burden to vary. The very thought of my Jesus, all my earthly treasures, they grow strangely dim. All my longings, every one of my searchings, I found them all when I found him. Yes, clouds roll back, the sun starts shining, pain and heartache dissipate, and my burdens lighter. The day is brighter when that lovely name I hear. When that lovely name I
There we are. So there you go. There's Dad and the Bama Boys and the lovely name of Jesus here on Champion Brothers Talking Southern Gospel. I guess it'd help if I put that. Well, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't help. But anyway, let's say hey to some folks right quick. Megan Edgeworth's tuning in tonight. Hey to Megan, and she wants to know if she can mention a special prayer request. Absolutely. Yes, let us know. Rodney Holman's comment and said, where'd y'all go? We don't want to torture you, Rodney, by having to stare at us while you listen to music. So, but yeah, that is a great old song. My buddy Morris Moore, says, hey, well, let's just put that up here on the screen. Let's read that together. Your dad was one of the coolest guys I ever met. I count him right up there with Eddie Moore. So, Eddie was Morris's older brother. And we played with him, and he played with us several times through the years. But, yeah, good to see you on here, Moose. Appreciate you chiming in tonight. So There you go. Well, let's see. You want to bring on a guest?
Let's do that. There ain't no telling what we'll get into.
I'm trying to see. I'm looking down in the green room. I don't see Brother Shaw on camera. I don't know if he turned it off or... There we go. Let's bring in Brother Shaw right quick, and then we'll get to our other guest here in just a second. But ladies and gentlemen, would you put your hands together and make welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Billy Boo Boo Shaw. There he is right there. So
absolutely.
Oh, listen, they're going crazy for him. I'm putting him in the middle, Boo.
Should.
Hello, friend. How are you?
Hello, my brothers. How y'all doing?
Man, if we was any better, we'd be Shaws.
First thing I want to say is, no doubt. First thing I want to say is happy birthday to Brother Joe.
Yes, sir. Would have been 80 today, but we have made mention of you several times because you've been faithful to tune into these things and share memories with us and ask us questions about the good old days, which I've said this before, I think, on here, but wouldn't it be nice if we had known that the good old days were the good old days when they were happening? Does that
no
make
doubt
sense?
about that. It does.
But
I'll make it off on your timing.
Yeah, Billy Shaw hung around us and traveled with us and everything else for a number of years back in the 70s and the 80s. And he's the senior member of this trio that you see on screen right now, but not by much. But
yeah, he's one of the
faithful supporter of ours and love him and appreciate him like he was one of us.
For sure. One of the greatest Bama Boys historians there's ever been. No doubt about it.
Oh, yes. Not a doubt.
Now, y'all are calling me old, right?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Just saying you got a good memory for your age. That's all.
Or my age.
And do I offend you if I call you Boo? Because I've known you more as Boo as I do Billy's. But if you want to be all official, I'll try to call you Boo every time I want to. Okay.
I've been called a lot worse.
Tell us this. Just tell us about how you came to find out about the Bama Boys and just share some of your memories of those days.
You know, I really don't know. I was thinking today, how I wound up traveling with y'all. A lot of people didn't know it, but I used to share the stage with the Bama Boys.
Yep.
Did. I was behind the mic and in front of the mic.
Yep.
They let me, the Bama Boys was good. They let me go with them. They let me help them load the trailer or the truck. We got to the church. They would let me help them unload it, set up on the stage. They would have let me say 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check. So I was actually behind the mic also. But they never broke down and let me sing, and there's obvious reason for that also. But
Well,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the time.
Find it. I was efforting trying to find it, Boo, but we have got you on video somewhere playing the guitar and singing Tom Dooley. And I thought about asking you if you wanted to recreate that tonight, but you remember that?
I do. Matter of fact, I posted that on Facebook a while back for your mom.
Yeah.
There was only 2 or 3 people that knew what I was doing when I did that. That knew where it came from, and y'all were 2 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
But I had a lot of fun traveling with y'all. Just like I say, I never was in the spotlight, but I could share the stage with you.
Well,
you did.
It ain't all about the spotlight anyway, but we always just love having you around, and whether it was going to a singing or going to Columbus, and we'd be in the car, one of us would be in the car with you and the other would be in the car with Mike Burks, and we'd be racing to see how much we could get back in time, or which was the shortest way and all that. But Neil, you playing around or am I doing that? So,
did I do something? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's all good. I'm going back to this because I like this layout better. But anyway, Boo, is there a favorite Bama Boy song that you have, or a favorite of Dad's, either one?
No, sir. They're all good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
y'all know how I feel about that, but yeah, there really is too. Back when I played the Tom Dooley, that was on the old earphone guitar that your daddy said I had.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It wasn't an Epiphone, it was an earphone.
That's right.
But, I knew 3 chords on it, and I still know those same 3 chords.
G, C, and D.
G, C, and D. And I got a capo, so that works,
Yep.
But when I'm sitting around the house trying to impress myself with the guitar, the 2 songs that I always hit is Turn Around and name it, Neil. I can't call the name. Your song.
That Mark wrote?
Yes.
Safely in Your Grace?
That's it. Those 2 songs always, that and Turn Around is 2 of the best ones.
All right. Yeah. How about some Turnaround? You want some Turnaround? That's off of the Payday in Heaven album, and we did that one with the singing we had in Fayette here a couple of weeks ago, and always a favorite. And let's play it, and then we'll tell a little bit another story or 2 about it.
Let me tell you about that song before you, if you would.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
There's I've heard people talk about the song "The Old Rugged Cross," that they don't really like that song because you're cherishing a cross. But it's not the cross itself, it's what the cross stands for. What would have happened without the cross?
Yep.
And at the same time, this song that your dad sings, it's a song about a song. But what if it was not for that song? Where would we be without the grace of that song? Carry on, friend.
That's a good setup. Here's the Bama Boys and Turn Around. All right, we're going to punt for just a second, boys. Hang on just a second. Let me see. I think I know what was going on, but all right, we're going to punt for just a second. Oh, yes, there I am in the background too, but we had some audio issues, and I know what the problem was, but give me just a second here. There we go. And Neil, if you're still there you are. I messed up on some of our stuff here. Let me just get that back and that back. So we're going to punt and go back. Yes, thank y'all for letting us know about that there was no sound. But now we got it. So now that we got all that worked out, let's try it again. Here's the Bama Boys and Turn Around. I think we got sound this time.
That we all love, oh, it's music from above, and that song, it's the old Amazing Grace. Oh, it's music to my ear every time that I hear those words that say a wretch like me was saved. The day I turned around and met the Master, I was delivered from my wrong and sinful ways. He saved my soul with loving grace. He put a smile on my face, and I'll praise him all the rest of my days. When you hear that old song, oh, how you'd like to sing along, but somehow you just can't let go. Now he's knocking at the door like so many times before, and deep within your heart, you know that you need to turn around and meet the Master. Turn away from your wrong and sinful ways. You save your soul with loving grace. He'll put a smile on your face, and you can praise him all the rest of your days. I love that old song, Amazing Grace.
The Bama Boys and Turn Around. We apologize for the little hiccup. There we go. I'm trying to do too many things at once, too many buttons to click and all that. But I think
Folks from
Millport
Millport
with us. Yeah. What? What are you down on Millport for?
Just the truth, man. Just the truth.
But let me see. But yeah, I think, Neil, did you get my message about, I think, what caused that? But anyway, we're back. And there's Billy Shaw. He's still with us. I'm glad you're here, Boo.
Can't run me off. You may turn me off. Can't run me off.
You know what? This ain't got nothing in the world to do with gospel music, but except that it was probably playing in your truck at night. But I will never forget when we started hearing about this thing called pizza delivery in Millport, Alabama. Of course, there wasn't none there. But Billy Shaw would call up I think it was maybe the Domino's or somewhere in Columbus,
Yep.
and they'd bring it to the state line, and he'd meet him there at the state line and get his pizza and bring it to the house. Do you remember that?
We had
I got my memories all wrong.
I have done that.
Yeah, I remember that from way back. Yeah, just I don't know. Did you just think to ask them one day, and they said, "Yeah, we'll come to the state line with it"? Or
We had done it before, hanging around town, and everybody closed, so we called Domino's. But speaking of eating,
yeah,
we went to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee one Sunday morning. I believe it was Lawrenceburg, and
yeah,
y'all sang a while, then we ate a while,
yeah,
and then y'all sang again.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was Neil made the comment, "We can't eat too much. I've got to get back up there and sing."
mm-hmm.
I'm not singing. I can keep eating. So it paid not to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
Especially when I was trying to hit them high notes. Yeah, if I got too stuffed, they would just come out just way too squeaky. So yeah,
it's over with. Hey, Boo, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Mom's commented and said she still calls you darling, Billy Shaw. So.
Oh, she knows she's my darling. She's my darling.
I visited with her for a little bit this afternoon and told her, and that's the first thing she said when I told her you was going to be on. Well, there's darling. Hey,
goes a long way back.
Yeah, can you hang around for a little bit?
Sure.
Or if you need to go. But I want you to hang around. But we've got another guest that I want to bring on, and
I may get off of here and put it on the block speaker so I can hear you better.
Okay.
I want to hear the same too, but I'll be here.
All right, we may bring you back in a little bit, but and in fact, Billy was the one that asked us about this that we talked about on a previous episode. But he wanted to know about that group from over in Mississippi with the guy and his two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the Laborers.
Yeah.
And we sung with them back in the day. And we're glad to have Marion Van Boykin with us tonight. Hey, Marion, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Man, we're great. Right. Thank you so much for joining us. And what's turned into a special episode of reminiscing about dads. And it's hard to believe it. It's been 25 years for us, but your dad, you got promoted just not too awfully long ago. But man, the memories that we left from those two wonderful gentlemen.
Yeah. I remember your dad and those caps and his shades and his glasses. He's a cool cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. The vests and you always look real cool.
But help us. I don't know. Neil and I talked a little bit about this, but do you remember about what year it was that our paths first crossed?
When I started singing with the group, I was 12.
Yeah.
So I'm 50.
Okay. Well, see,
so
you told on yourself. I wasn't going to ask you how old you was now. You just put it out there.
I'm not ashamed. But yeah, so it was 38 years ago. Now, Mother sang a year or two with them or so, or maybe a year before I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was probably mid-'80s, 85, 86, somewhere along in there maybe, when we at least that was a time when we, sang together several times.
Yeah, I would say Stephanie graduated in 87.
Yeah.
And we quit singing that year. So I'm going to say.
Okay. Even earlier then.
Yeah, even earlier. Because Lee was singing with you guys. It was before he went to college. And so I'm going to say 84, 85.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably right.
That's closer to it. And more often than not, Robert Folks was involved with us singing together because we sang a lot at Gapman Baptist Church for their all-night singings and lots and lots of other places around.
Yeah, went over there to the Tennessee Jamboree in Lawrenceburg. The guy who had the one arm, remember him?
Mr. Bill.
MC, and then he would have to pause for a station break.
Yeah.
We were up there singing. That was funny.
Did that fascinate you as much as it did me?
Well, I was pretty nervous. I was 12 years old.
But yeah, I always thought that was so cool that we get up there and sing 4 or 5 songs, and then Mr. Bill would get up there and have to read a commercial for the local
Yep.
car dealership or
whoever's
repair
sponsoring
place
it.
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But
And you sure didn't sing with any soundtracks up there either. Mr. Bill wanted live music and live music only.
Mm-hmm.
With no soundtracks to be played there.
We couldn't operate if we
we all grew up the hard way. Everybody
Well, let me ask you about that, because that's one of the things that I always admired about the Laborers is how good and how close and how tight that harmony was. I mean, did JW have y'all woodshedding all the time, or did it come natural to you, or how did all that come about?
Well, I mean, we practiced a lot, but we blended really well together. You know, families always blend better than strangers do. For some reason, they just do. We practice. We practice pretty hard, and you know, it was back in the days when you didn't have the soundtracks and you didn't have the words. You know how we got it? Daddy would tape all day on a cassette tape.
Yep.
A radio station, and he would take it on a little portable player, and he would sit down with a notebook at night, and he would, if he liked a song, we stopped it. We ran it back. We rewinded it. He wrote down the words. And then sometimes he's, girls, come here. What is he saying? What is he saying? Because, everybody's got the point. And then we're just about the words, what they were saying. And so some songs we got wrong because,
you couldn't tell. Yeah.
What they were saying, so we made up our own, sometimes.
And that's so funny that you say that, because even it wasn't too awfully long ago. I remember hearing a song on the radio. It wasn't a gospel song. It was a country song by Merle Haggard. And Neil, you may remember more, but we had sung it one way all of our lives when we were just singing it with each other. And then one day it's like the light bulb went on, and I was like, oh, so that's what they were saying.
Yeah, we had it wrong all those years.
There's been several gospel songs that was the same way.
Now they have all these lyric videos, so you don't mess up. You know what they're saying because they have the lyric videos. But
that makes me feel so much better that we weren't the only ones.
That's right. That's exactly how we did it.
That would be the longest process. The longest process, and actually us from the time that we learned a song was like writing it down on a piece of paper, and then Stephanie getting in there on the piano and figuring out the chords, what chord they were going to, and then we took it to practice, and she basically taught it to everybody.
Yeah,
she had a lot of responsibility for a 14-year-old girl.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
And just full disclosure, we did invite her tonight, but for whatever reason, she said she didn't want to be on camera. So I'm like, Stephanie, I'm in radio. You think I want to be on camera either? So I am so glad that you agreed to come on with us. Now I'm going to throw a curveball here and kind of tie a little bit of this together. But one of the songs I know, Neil, when we learned it, because we used to sing this song too, was a song that the Singing Americans did called Victory Side. You remember that one?
I do. Yeah.
Well, as I was telling Marion, Neil saved a bunch of those videotapes from the Bama Boys summer specials. And was it 87, Neil, I think? Somewhere along in there, 86 or 87,
86,
I think.
85. Yeah, right in there somewhere. Yeah.
But the Bama Boys summer special that year consisted of us and the Laborers and the Pace family. And I was able to pull some of the songs off of that last night. Can I play the Laborers singing Victory Side? And let's see if we can figure out together what the words are. So let me have to punch a couple of buttons here.
I don't even remember this song.
Yeah, well, you will when you hear it. It's like riding a bicycle. But so, granted, this was audio taken off of an old VHS tape that somebody put in their camcorder and recorded. But it's a better quality than I thought it was going to be. But let's listen to the Laborers.
This place where flowers grace and right as a floor, misty the fountain flowing from mountain sky. Red angry wave flat on my peaceful shore, ain't let you ride and stop, just sort of living on the victory side. Victory all around us, far away from the fear. All you have here about is standing with out, just short of hand, but on the victory side. Victory all around us, far away from the fear. All you have here about us, standing with cheer. Though you haven't made it home, all that mystic fall, rain out inside. Temporary on the victory side. Victory all around us, far away from the fear. All you have here about me, standing with cheer. Though you haven't made it home, all that mystic fall, rain out inside. Temporary on the victory side.
Oh, there it is for this week. Are there any questions? Oh, there better not be. I like that. That's the Laborers and Victory Side. Now,
Absolutely.
victory all around us, far removed from the fear. All who have. What was next? That's the line that got us, and that's like, and I think y'all sang the same way we did. All who have air abound, resounding with cheer. And I never could figure that out. What those words were. Do you remember? Do you remember the song now, Marion?
You know, I kind of remember it because I think Daddy liked to sing it because he thought it was fun on that temporary.
Yeah.
He always liked those kinds of things, So he liked to have a lot of fun when he got up there. But I do vaguely remember it. I think that was one of the songs that we sang toward the very end. So we probably didn't sing it as much as some of the other songs. And we never recorded that one. So I'm probably more familiar with the ones that we actually, recorded.
Do you still have some of the Old Laborers albums?
Oh, yeah. I got 25 of them in my closet. Y'all want to buy them?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do we start the bidding process now?
Yeah, I mean, because we were talking about that, and neither one of us have one because we wanted to digitize it and play some of that sometime.
Y'all should have gave me forewarning. I could dug one out.
Oh, that's
They're
fine.
right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But, I definitely want to get one.
Yes, put my name on one too.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'll give you guys one.
Okay. Hey, do you still have any Bama Boys records? You never got one, did you?
Oh yeah. If we ever got one, Daddy has it at his house, and he may have gave it to Jacob because he gave Jacob a whole stack of old records before he died. We have his old record player in here. Daddy gave that to us. So.
But yeah, we may just have to meet you in Sullivan at Country Squire and eat catfish and swap records sometime. So that's about halfway for both of us. Hey, I wanted to give you a chance too. You mentioned Jacob, your son Jacob, and he's doing a lot of singing and stuff now too, right?
Oh, he is. He's been recording a new all original songs over in close to Nashville with Dennis Deering over there at Menace Music. So he'll be releasing his first single to all the streaming platforms, iTunes, things like that. He's putting 5 songs on the EP. So we've got the first one recorded, and it should be released soon. And then we go back to Nashville next week, and he is recording one that he wrote with Lee Black that sings with Legacy 5.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Him and Lee Black wrote a song, and he's going to put that one on there. And then he has another original, and he has a really good song that he wrote with a couple guys on his youth evangelistic team that they travel in the summer. He wrote it with a guy named Daniel Rodriguez and Jackson Keith. And then he wrote another song with Rachel Sankrika of Master's Promise from Michigan. Yeah. So that's 5 that we know are going on it.
Wow, that's great. And he's what, is it 17, 18?
He just turned 18. He's graduating this year.
Oh, goodness. And I remember, I think the first time I met him, he was about 12 or 13, I think. So,
he's a pretty good little singer. He auditioned for American Idol.
Yeah.
So he made it all the way. 200,000 people auditioned, and the top 300 made it to audition in front of the judges.
Wow.
In Nashville, Austin, and LA. And he auditioned in front of Lionel and Luke and Katie in Nashville. So, for this season,
Well,
He didn't make it to the Hollywood week, but he's going to try it again.
We may have to bring Jacob on as a guest so he can tell us Katy Perry and Lionel Richie and Luke Bryan stories.
Lionel gave him a big old hug.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I wanted to, we talked about our dads. That's kind of what brought us together tonight. But can I play another song from that Bama Boys Summer Special? And, I know when I moved back to Alabama in 2002, shortly thereafter, JW was having basically it was getting like a little choir together. And we would go around to different churches and sing, and he allowed me to be a part of that for a little while. And I remember, I don't know if it was there or I said I remember, and then I say I don't remember, but it was there or one of those. We had a few singings where it was just, a bunch of us just got together just to have a singing. And it was, some configuration of me and whoever I was singing with and you guys and several folks that he sung with back in the day. But I remember at one of them, he asked about this song and asked if I knew it, and I didn't remember it. But when I was editing down the music, this one popped up, and boy, I about had me a spell. But this is the Laborers singing one called At the Crossing. Let's listen to that one. Let me see if I can get it going right here. Let's see. I got too many screens going on, but now here we go. I think this is it.
There's a river somewhere that's called Jordan.
I'm having a spell here. The Laborers and At the Crossing.
Wait, I can turn my camera off.
Yeah.
It's like a Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Those are my favorite song.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. And I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I learned so much from both of our dads, but JW stepped in. I say a lot of times that I've had a lot of bonus daddies through the years. Back with the Columbians, it was Ken and Avon and Don Shepard, and I always felt that way about JW too. And when I moved back and we get to see each other, and it was, he just kind of stepped in there for a while, and I was like, well, that's a mighty fine substitute.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I think when I first remember us meeting JW was when Dad was singing in the Columbian Quartet, and I believe JW was singing with the Builders. Is that right? The Builders Quartet. That's when we first met them. Those two groups paths crossed, and I think our dads just kind of hit it off. Just when they first met each other, they just, they kind of, they liked each other. They were buddies, and that just carried on. For years after that. Like I mentioned the previous week, I think JW filled in one weekend with the Bama Boys. Dad was sick and was out, and who did we call so we could do a singing date? We called JW because y'all happened to not be singing that weekend. So he came and filled in, and a lot of great memories there, boy. Hey, speaking of the Columbians, can we play one of Dad singing with the Columbians?
Yeah.
Remember, I think it was on that old Ship album. He did "The Sun's Coming Up in the Morning."
All
right. That's one I hadn't heard in a long time.
It'll take me just a second to get it going.
That's fine. I'm going to mention while you find it that we do have these singings that we're doing now, and we've been telling people about them. And so I need to mention it again this week. And that is, the next one is coming up in July. It's going to be July 23rd, again at the Fayette Civic Center. We're going to have the Lefevre Quartet right there in Fayette, Alabama. So again, y'all put it on your calendar. Y'all tell somebody. Y'all make somebody else make sure they put it down, and y'all come out and be with us.
Who's singing with the Lefevres now? Is it Jay Parrick? Is he singing the tenor?
He is the tenor singer. He sure is.
Guy.
Oh yeah, he is. He's a crazy guy, and that makes him even better. Yeah. And then of course Mike Lefevre, his son Jordan. And then, Chris, you always have to remind me the bass singer's name.
Will Lane is
singing bass. Yeah, Will Lane singing bass.
And Brian Elliott's playing piano.
Yeah. So I know if you like Southern gospel music, hands down, you're going to love the Lefevre Quartet if you haven't seen them in person before. If you have, well, then, you're going to be there because you're going to want to hear them again. I know. And, of course, Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends will be there as well. But yeah, how about we got the Sun's coming up?
Let's put it on you right now.
Once again, I faced Satan this morning, and I battled him all the day long. And in my weakness, God sent reinforcements, and at sundown, I sang victory song, and the sun's coming up in the morning. Every tear will be gone from my eyes. This old grave's gonna give way to glory. And like an eagle, I'll take to the skies. In a world full of doubt and confusion, it's so hard when we don't understand, but I'll stand on a solid foundation, and I'll hold to an unchanging hand. And the sun's coming up in the morning. Every fear will be gone from my eyes. This old gray's gonna give way to glory, and like an eagle I'll take to the sky. Like an eagle I'll take to the sky, to the skies.
Oh, yes, sir. The Colombians and the sun's coming up in the morning. Boy, howdy. Some good stuff. Here, let me
For
put that
sure.
back on there. So, you know, this real Southern Gospel logo is not talking to you. It's just me. But
Yeah.
Marion,
Come-
thank you so much for joining us tonight. Is there anything on your heart you want to share?
I'm just thankful you didn't know the hairstyle I had in the 80s.
Well, and that's part of the reason that we wanted the album cover was because you know we wanted to show that, and I do have video. I can call it up and put that video on right quick if you want me to.
You know, the mullet shouldn't come back.
Mullet.
Should stay gone.
Oh. But yeah, thank you for joining us. I hope this didn't waste your time
No, I had a
too
lot of
much,
fun.
but it's always a joy to get to visit with all of y'all, and lots of love to your mom and sister and brother-in-law and Jacob and your husband Jay and everybody. I did get that right, didn't I? On all that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, please let me get these names right now. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you want to say or want us to play or anything like that? I just didn't want to hold you up too long.
No, I mean, I like all of y'all's songs that y'all used to sing. We always had so much fun playing with y'all, so we just enjoyed it. And there were some of them that y'all cut up on, and I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah. Neil's probably got
yeah.
everything we ever sang in every church recorded somewhere, so we may have to dig some of them out and play it sometime.
Yeah, may have to.
Winging My Way Back Home comes to mind.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Some of those fun ones. Ain't a lot of polishing gospel music. Some of those crazy ones. That
Oh,
were
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
But thanks again for joining us. You've got an open invitation. Anytime you want to join us, just let us know. And thank you so much.
Okay. Have a
All
great
right.
Take
night.
care.
See you.
Marion Van Boykin joining us this evening, and thank you for her coming in and chiming in. But yeah, we've gone almost an hour tonight, but we could probably go another 2 or 3 just talking about Daddy and JW. But
For sure. Yeah, there's so many memories there. So many.
I know something. I'm switching gears a little bit because we've talked a lot about groups that we sang with back in the day, but another one that we hadn't talked a whole lot about was the Mac Adams Quartet.
That's right.
You had told me that you had pulled down this an album and sent it to me, and I've been listening to it over the last couple of days and enjoying it. But share some memories of the Mac Adams Quartet, Neil.
Yeah, I can do that. Sure can. Yeah, we during the days of the Colombians to start with, Colombians and Mac Adams would end up singing together a lot of times, and then on into the Bama Boys days. Mr. Lando Mac Adams would do a lot of the the directing at the convention singings, and we'd be there, and he just treated us. I mean, I thought a lot of times we was probably just kids. It was just a pest to him, but he just treated us with the utmost respect and us singing and encouraged us. And of course, his son, Donald Mack and Milford were part of the Mac Adams Quartet. My earliest memory of them was when we first moved back to Millport, and where his mom and dad moved away when we were little. We were gone for about 6 years there. And then we moved back to Millport about 1975, 76.
74.
Was it 74? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
one that I actually know that I think you're just trying to throw me a bone.
No.
But yeah, we could tell stories about moving back in 74 and you dropping the washing machine on your knee and having to go to the emergency room, and us getting to Millport about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we had to go to school the next day. And
That'll take, 2 more full sessions to get all that in.
That was a whole nother rabbit trail. But yes, I do know it was 74. So.
Not too long after we moved back, a year or so maybe, but before Dad actually started singing with the Columbian Quartet, we went, Mom and Dad and me and you went to see the Florida Boys and the McAdams Quartet at Millport High School Auditorium. And to my memory, that's the first Southern gospel concert I ever attended.
Yeah.
And I came away, of course, the Florida Boys are legendary, and I love the Florida Boys and do and have respect for them. But that night, my memory as a kid, when I came away, and I talked to Daddy about it afterwards, is, Daddy, I like those McAdams men. I liked them a lot better than the Florida Boys. I thought the Florida Boys were professional. As a kid, that's what I came away with. I mean, I liked the McAdams.
Oh, and I wish I had Donald Mack's number. I'd call him right now and make you tell him that.
And I have never shared that story with him. I sure hadn't. But anyway, all those years, like you said, we didn't know it was the good times. And I didn't realize I need to be grabbing a hold of any McAdams music I could back in those days. And I didn't. And so I didn't have any McAdams Quartet albums or even cassettes or tapes. And when I started this thing of gathering albums at thrift stores and places I find them and all, I finally came across a McAdams Quartet album in Meridian, Mississippi is where I was at a thrift store / flea market kind of place. And that's where this song came from. I digitized that record. It was in pretty bad shape, but I got it cleaned up enough to where we can play it. And this is one I remember hearing the McAdams Quartet saw them singing in person because they sang it for years. Each one of them's got a line, and we can talk about the members of the group maybe after we hear it, but let's hear Walking with Jesus. With a McAdams. Yeah. And there went the screen out of the studio. We can get that fixed in a minute, I bet.
All right, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but let me.
We're gonna figure this stuff out before it's over with. All this technology stuff.
I was all so excited, and we had something new to do this time, and I just hadn't got the whole hang of it yet, but we'll get there. So let me back that up, and we'll hit it again.
And we're going to bring that first special guest back in a minute, too.
Yes. Set it up again. What's the name of it, Neil?
This is a McAdams Quartet and Walking with Jesus.
Walking with Jesus has been the greatest thrill I've ever known. Guiding my footsteps as I travel on the road toward home. Holding my hand lest I should stumble on this gospel way. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus. We shall reach home someday. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus to that land so fair. Saints we sing, joy bells ringing when we all get there. Crowds will be given if we are living for Him every day. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus on this whole gospel way. If you are tired of this road you're walking, look to Jesus today. Hey, your load of sin will carry, guide you on your way. Then with joy your heart can sing as you go on this way. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus, we shall reach home someday. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus to that land so fair. Saints will be singing, joy bells ringing when we all get there. Crowns will be given if we are living for Him every day. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus on this old gospel way. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus to that land so fair. Saints will be singing, joy bells ringing when we all get there. Crowns will be given if we are living for Him every day. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus on this old gospel way. Yes, I'm walking with Jesus. Oh, yes, I'm walking with
Good stuff there from the Mac Adams Quartet and Walking with Jesus.
Yes,
Here
yes.
on the big broadcast. Now, leave that up there for a second, Neil. You can bring your camera back if you want to, and you peek around the corner if you need to. But we're talking about that. But yeah, from top to bottom, left to right. There you go. Look over there, Adam. Let me see if I can get this right. That's Mr. John Moore. He was the tenor singer on that
That's right.
song. And then
Top
Milford
left.
McAdams sung baritone on that song. Then Donald was
Yeah.
the lead singer.
Yeah.
And there in the middle on the left, Mr. Ralph Youngblood. He was a bass guitar player.
Yep.
And then Harwood McAdams bearing down on the. Oh, I can't even try to get that low, but man, he could do some bass singing.
He could.
And then Ricky Morris, look at that. Ricky Morris was all about what, 8 years old in that picture?
Looks like it
thing?
for sure. Yeah.
And it looks like he saw a squirrel just as they hit the shutter. He looks like he's looking off the screen. But I love me some Ricky Morris and love picking at him too. But
Yeah.
he did some soundtracks for Faithful Friends here just about a month or two ago, and I've seen him at some singings around the area. But yeah, Ricky Morris can forevermore play some piano now. And but yeah,
For sure.
I won't have to tease him about that because he does. He looks like he's about 8, 10, 12 years old right there.
He does.
May have been. I don't know, but
Yep. It was a day or two ago, no doubt.
it's some mighty fine stuff there. And we used to sing around with the McAdams, and I know Macedonia was one of the places that we would sing around or go hear them sing quite a bit because most of them were members there. And Mr. Lando would always get up and do some song directing. But
Yeah, I can.
Once again, that's the good old days.
For sure. I can remember down at, I believe it was Antioch Presbyterian, Blandford Duncan always had those. That was one that where us and the McAdams sang many, many years in a row there. I mean, that house would be full of singers. I'd be scared even during the congregational songs because everybody was such good singers. You know, I didn't want to sing too loud. I might miss a note, you know.
That's where they had the wash tub full of tea at dinner time too.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everybody
poured
just
it
brought
all
their
in.
own tea and they put it all in a big old wash tub. I don't want to get off on the number, but it was
Right.
a big old wash tub anyway. And
But,
everybody just dipped their tea out of that.
Another thing about the McAdams, of course, you know, Donald Mack and Milford, I guess they were from Millport there too. So they were high school. You know, went to Millport High School, same place as our mom and dad. And, but Donald Mack for years, he may still have a hand in it at South Lamar as far as I know, but he like did volunteer coaching with the football teams there at Millport. And so I knew him both through the singing channels, but also the football practice and the coaching channels. And I can remember one day, you know, as things transitioned from the Columbian Quartet to the Bama Boys, there was a time there when Dad, you know, stopped singing with the Columbians and he started the Bama Boys. And, you know, so me and you could sing was one of the main reasons, I think, because we wanted to sing. And I can remember one day after football practice talking to Donald Mack, and for whatever reason, I was telling him about that, and you know that you know we were going to be starting another group pretty soon because Daddy was going to get me and Chris singing, and he turned and looked right at me. I'll never forget it, and he said, "Neil, you need to be singing." I said, "Oh, okay." I mean, I didn't.
Hey,
at that point, I didn't.
When he heard it.
At that point, I didn't even know if he knew that I could carry a tune or not. Really, I mean, he probably had heard us singing, you know, the junior Columbians. We used to sing one or two during the Columbians. He probably had heard us there, or maybe I'd sit beside him at one of them all-day singings or something. But yeah, I'll never forget, Donald Mack, what an encouragement that was when you told me, Neil, you need to be singing. Always remember that. For
Fun
sure.
fact, he never said nothing like that to me.
Well, you didn't see him every afternoon after football practice like I did. See, that's why you didn't have an opportunity. You didn't have an opportunity to have that conversation.
But I will say this: if you want to go down another rabbit trail, his wife, Barbara McAdams, was the business teacher and the typing teacher, which nobody knows what that is nowadays. But you had a typing class, and you'd go in and we had a room full of manual typewriters, and we had about 4 IBM Selectrics that we just about come to blows with every day to see who could get to the electric typewriter first.
Right.
But she taught me typing and general business, which is another course that they ought to be teaching in schools now that they don't anymore, and accounting and all that. And I always considered her one of my most favorite teachers. So, and I saw them when was it? I guess it was when the Dixie Echoes were at Shepherd, or I don't know, but I've seen them a couple of times here recently.
Right.
And but yeah, always good to see Donald and Miss Barbara
Yeah.
McAdams.
If I'd have known I would make a living one day with computers, doing what? Typing. I just paid a whole lot more attention in typing class than I did. I'll have to admit.
Yeah. I read something the other. This ain't got anything to do with anything. I'm just going off on a tangent here. But I saw something the other day said if you want to really punish a child nowadays, give them a typewriter, write the instructions of how to use it in cursive, and then tell them that when they get done, they can go out and drive the stick shift car to do whatever they want to do. Them young ones won't do nothing, won't go nowhere.
That's right. That'll shut them down for sure.
Because they don't teach cursive writing apparently anymore, and they sure don't know what a typewriter is.
Right.
And a stick shift car. Oh my goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious.
All right, so we've done enough of that reminiscing, which nobody's commenting, so I don't even know if anybody's in here or not.
That's all right.
Anymore.
Folks will see it over the next week or so.
This is the most freewheeling version of this deal that we've done because you didn't give me show notes this time. So
right,
I'm just kind of going on a tangent every time I think of something else. But I do want to, you mentioned it a while ago, but yes, we always want to mention the singings that we got coming up. The Lefevre Quartet, Chosen Witness, Faithful Friends, July 23rd. That's a Saturday night at 6 o'clock at the Fayette Civic Center in Fayette, Alabama. No admission charge. And then, 4 months after that, we'll have Endless Highway with Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends at the Civic Center in Fayette. And that's on November 19th. That is the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So you don't have to worry about battling about the Black Friday shopping or nothing like that. So just hopefully get you in a spirit of Thanksgiving and the spirit of worship before that. So put those on your calendar, July 23rd and November 19th. And we'd love to see you in Fayette, Alabama.
Absolutely. Definitely
would.
Now, I wonder where Mr. Shaw went. I think we need to holler out the window and tell him to come back in the studio.
Yeah, come back in here, Boo. Sorry about that. We left you hanging for a while.
Am I as choppy to y'all as y'all are to me?
Oh, probably, but
it's just
you
the way
can't help
it is.
You can't help it that Millport's got 2 concentrated orange juice cans and a string for internet service.
But. That's about what I got.
But Freedom Fiber's coming, so
hopefully,
yes,
before we all graduate to glory. And I got so excited because I was coming to the house yesterday, and there was actually a Tom Bigby electric truck on my street that was stringing up wire, and I can't think of any other reason why they'd be doing that other than that Freedom Fiber may be coming. So
there you go.
Glory here for long.
So. There you go.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Hey, I see some interesting looking characters over your shoulder there. You got a bunch of young. Hadn't you got a grand youngin now?
I do. That grand youngin trumps all of those behind me.
Oh, okay. Tell us
that is my youngins. That's my first grade pictures and their senior pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
That's full scale.
Yeah.
They all survived.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So have you educated them on the Bama Boys any? Or tried to?
They're too hard-headed.
Reckon where they get that from?
I don't know.
Got to be their mama.
Where could it be?
Oh, well, okay, sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, I mean, are you allowed to tell us about them? You got 2 girls and a boy, is that right? Or 2 girls and a girl?
2 girls and a boy. The boy's in the middle.
Yeah.
And fortunately or unfortunately, ever how you want to say it, he and I share the same birthday.
Wait,
so really?
That? Same year? No, I don't guess that would. That probably wouldn't work
no, it don't work like that, Chris. We'll talk about that later. Someday, I'm gonna have a long talk with that boy.
Yeah,
it's too late for that, Neil.
We was talking a while ago about Daddy graduating in 60, Mother in 61. They got married in 62, and Neil came in 63. Well, Mom and Daddy got married on January 20th of 62, and Neil's birthday is January 27th. So he was born just a week later. Well, no, a year.
That's
Try
good.
a year and a week. Yeah.
So that's where
But
I was
if you-
going with that. I was just playing.
If you want to go that route, my boy is December 20th and my daughter is December 30th. So, I mean,
Well, there you go.
that was good.
All right. That was quick. Yeah, that was quick.
Now,
Chris.
tell us more about. No, wait a minute. I'm still interviewing you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Tell us about the grand youngin.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us about it? But
Queen of the Hill.
I don't. Yeah.
Queen of the Hill.
Does
Nothing
she have
like
a
it.
name? Are you allowed to say that?
Imagine.
Her name is Skylar Reese.
Yeah.
And
And which one of your youngins does she belong to?
she belongs to my boy, which is your
Okay.
mother's neighbor.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. I remember Mom telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'll
now
be
we know the
dog.
rest of the
I guess-
story. I feel like
You know, you have a pride and joy.
Yeah.
Everybody has a pride and joy. Well, I guess she's mine.
There you
Okay.
go.
Well,
Good
that's
deal.
All the other
All
three are also.
Well, yeah.
Well,
of
sure.
course.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you was fixing to say something else and go because you were tired of talking about you. So go ahead.
Can I pick on you?
Oh, of
Chris.
course. That's what I'm here for.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
All right. We're going to talk about your daddy, too, since this is his show.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Chris come out singing tenor. Then his voice started changing. And I remember, Brother Joe talking about Chris's squeaky voice and making Chris so mad. Is that correct?
I think
Am
so.
I right or wrong?
Yes. And
But Chris's career. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I said, your career is not over, but it has come full circle because you went from tenor to baritone, and now you're back to tenor again. So you have made it full circle.
And I guess I attributed that because during those years when my voice was changing and I was still trying to sing high and all that, I probably drank more lemon juice and sucked on more lemons and more cough drops to keep, wherever they grow lemons and sell and make cough drops in business. But that was some challenging year. Well, one of the songs that we played earlier, Neil, off of that Where Are You album, I can't remember which one it was. But I was having to listen. I couldn't tell who was singing what. If I was singing baritone and you were singing tenor, or vice versa, and that's always amazed me about. I guess that goes back like Marion was talking about the family harmony. But there's a lot of times that I was like, I have to listen real hard, or just the way we say a word or something like that before I can figure it out.
Yeah. Which part was I singing?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but anyway.
Well, that album was right around the time we were starting to kind of switch and swap, and not long after that's when I started singing the tenor all the time.
Yep.
Because your voice dropped lower than mine.
Yeah, because I couldn't do it anymore. So. But anyway.
There's a couple of songs on that CD that Chris made me. I can't tell which one to switch.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Neil or Chris.
Now, if we're singing a solo, there's no doubt. You can always tell because I've always said for years that Neil's a real singer in the family. But and I don't like doing the solos that much. I'd just rather sing a part, get on with it. But yeah. Hey, let me say this. I just happened to look down and see that Shirley Simpson, some of y'all may know her as Sis, is chiming in or chimed in. I'm not sure. I'll look what time is it. She may still be here, but my radio partner for about 9-10 years or so, John Gordon. That's his sister, Miss Shirley, or we called her Sis, or we call her Sis. Lives in Jonesboro, Arkansas. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Sis and say thank you for tuning in tonight.
Good deal.
Now,
Internet's wonderful, isn't it?
I'm telling you, it's an amazing thing. Neil, you was fixing to say something.
Well, a song that I thought about when you was talking about couldn't hardly tell the difference and this and that and the other. There's one on one of the albums that each of us sang a verse on. Daddy sang one, I sang one, you sang one, I believe. Lord, please shine your light all around me. Do you remember that one?
Why, yes.
Let's that's one of those that always bothered me because there's 3 or 4 times in there where my pitch just was not good at all. And that's all I hear when I hear it. But the message was good, and just hearing Daddy sing his part will be good. So let's just give that one a whirl.
All right, here's Bama Boys and Lord, Please Shine Your Light.
I have wandered and strayed like a sheep from the fold. Many times I have sought my own way. Please be patient while I'm learning to lean on His love and walk close beside Him each day. Lord, please shine your light all around me, so bright that I'm sure to see. I'm just a child who wants to be what you'd have me to be. Lord, please shine your light on me. I don't ever want to be like the man I once was, so proud, with a heart made of stone, always running away from love when it calls, just to cry bitter tears all alone. The day is coming, or you can be sure the Lord will come to claim His own. I want to be one that He finds standing true. I want to hear Him say, well done, enter in, faithful one. Here's a robe and a crown just for you. Lord, please shine your light all around me, so bright that I'm sure to see. I'm just a child who wants.
Well, all right then. I'm not quite sure what happened, but Lord, please shine your light got chopped off. I'm sorry, folks. But yeah, we had a technical glitch there. I don't know. It just stopped. So, Neil, if you got it, you may want to fast forward it to the end and play that. But yeah, I apologize for that. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, it just stopped. I didn't touch anything. Anyway. But that was the Bama Boys and Lord, Please Shine Your Light on Me. Boo, that was some good times too there. I don't know what it is, but the key change when we go from Neil's or my verse to Neil's verse, I don't know. That's just one of the most goosebumpy moments that I have ever in a Bama Boy song. I don't know what it is about that transition and that key change and now that, but man, that gets me every time. So,
yeah, I think the start of that song, I think you were actually singing the high part. And then by the end of it, I was singing the high part, and so we swapped during the song. Hey, and another connection there, that synthesizer that was added in. Of course, Mark Jones was playing the piano, but there was like a keyboard added in there, and there was a Millport connection there. That was Lane Connor that added that on top, originally from Millport, Alabama. So that's another connection there.
I had forgotten about that. That's good stuff too.
Yeah.
But that was we did that one in Quicksilver Sound Studio in Sulligent, didn't we?
That's right, in Sulligent, Alabama. And and he got those guys knew Lane and got him to come in and overdub that keyboard part. After we had already done all of our part, they come back and laid that over, and I thought it sounded pretty good.
I'm sorry, I just happened to look at the screen, and it's like we're going to start calling you Billy Boo Boo Big Head Shaw.
Hey, I can get up here and fix that. How about that?
Yeah. Y'all should have seen my studio in the back. I had to move because my internet was going out. And it told me to get closer to the router. But if you could have seen my studio in the back, you'd be proud.
Oh, okay.
I had my phone.
Right.
Well, I had my phone sitting on a sheet music stand, and had a capo holding it in place so it didn't move. So I was good to go.
That's all right. That's all right, man.
Oh, a lot of folks don't get this, but Boo, when you're setting that up, you was busier than a capo at a bluegrass festival, weren't you?
No doubt. Y'all talking about changing keys in that song?
Yeah.
You should be riding down the road singing all three parts at one time. It's good,
haven't you?
I bet you've done it many a time. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
I want to play another Daddy song.
Let's do it.
And we've had people that's asked us about this several times, but we hadn't done it on here yet, but we're fixing to. And I was I don't know, there's an app called Time Hop. I don't know if y'all have heard of it, but it will pull from like your Facebook and Twitter and all that and show you memories from that date in years past.
Okay.
And not too long ago, a Facebook memory popped up. Neil, you remember Lonnie Guest?
I do. Yeah. Deep South Boys?
Deep South Boys and Trudy.
Yeah.
But his daughter, Sonia, they live in Good Hope, I think it is, up around Coleman. Mm-hmm. And she had sent me a message one time, and in that message, she was talking about Daddy singing this song right here. And I wanted to make sure we played that, but the Hensons made it popular, but couldn't nobody sing it like Joe Champion. So let's play that. I Could Still Go Free, if I can get the correct buttons mashed here. Let's play that.
Lock me up in a prison and throw away the key. Take away the vision from these eyes that now can see. Deprive me of the food I eat, and even bind my hands and feet. But as long as I know Jesus, I can still go free. That I could still go free. What kind of man would reach down his hand and do this for me?
But then a man on the cross put me in his will and said that I could still go free. I never could quite understand why a king would want to leave his throne to don the robe of an earthly man, feel the pain of flesh and bone, then to later try an earthly path that led to Calvary, and then the blood red stains broke all the chains, said that I could still go free. Well, that I could still go free. What kind of man would reach down his hand and do this for me? Oh, unworthy to live and not fit to kill, then a man on the cross put me in his will and said that I could still go free. That man on the cross put me in his will. He said that I could still go free. I could still go free.
Phew. That's all I got. Phew. That's Dad. And that I could still go free. I found this picture while that song was playing, and this is the studio where we recorded that album was in Hickson, Tennessee, just outside of Chattanooga. I found that picture. That's me and Avon laid out on the floor, if y'all hadn't seen that already. And that may have been when Daddy was recording his verses on I Can Still Go Free, for all I know. But but yep, 2 buttons unbuttoned, Alabama hat. That was Joe Champion a lot of the time. So, but yeah, that was. I had to go back and look at some other pictures to figure out if that was Chris Locke or Avon, but it's Avon. So I guess that was toward the end of the day, and we were tired, I guess. But anyway, so Neil, we can't hear you. You need to unmute yourself there. So there we go. Now he's working on it. Now we can hear you. No, stop it.
Oh, yeah. I just moved my lips in. But no, I was saying that was Doug Cantrell on that lead guitar on that song, on the intro, the turnaround. Doug picking that lead. Now, come on, Boo. How many times have you sat around your house where you flat top picked out them notes that Doug's playing there on that intro? You ever done that?
Oh,
maybe not.
Boo not here, so I don't know.
He may not can. All right. Oh, well.
Say it again.
Okay.
I was going to say, surely there's been a time that you sat around your house with that song on with your flat top, picking out them notes that Doug Cantrell's playing on the start of that song. Have you figured out that intro yet?
Oh, yeah. Yes, a G, C, and a D.
Okay. Got you.
Good stuff.
Got
Boo,
you.
you said something last week. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My guitar playing is kind of like my singing. I can't sing a lick of harmony. Don't know how. Never could. I can't sing at all. So that's what my guitar playing is.
Okay. All right.
Boo, you said something last week when we played Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver. You've kind of taken a shine to bluegrass music too, hadn't you?
I've always liked bluegrass. That's been way back yonder a long time ago.
Yep.
I'd listen to that's my LPs of Doyle. I don't know if I still have them or not.
Yeah.
But, the Primitive, I used to listen to them on cassette all the time.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad
And
you said
VHS.
that because when
Yeah.
we were talking the other night and I was inviting you to come and join us tonight, you mentioned the Primitive Quartet, and that planted a seed of a song in my head. And Neil, I think I made reference to this a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't remember the name of the song.
Uh-huh.
But when Boo jogged my memory the other day and started talking about primitives, I just kept going until I found it. And I want to play some primitive music. Is that okay? Good. I didn't think y'all have a problem with it. We hadn't got a fancy album cover or anything like this, but when I used to play this on the radio, I'd just about get up and dance if I wasn't Baptist enough. But this was off of the Live in Hominy Valley Volume 2, I think, or number 2 or something like that. And Larry Riddle is going to introduce it here, and we'll let him do that. And we ain't got any fancy albums because I don't know if y'all want to shut your cameras off or we're just going to have a party. But Larry, what's the name of this song? Oh, and of course it won't play. All right, come on now. Ah, shoot. I knew this was going to do this to me. Hang on a second. I want to get this up here. It kills me. Hang on. I'm going to do this, and let me find it, and I'm going to play it over here. See, this is what happens on live TV. Here we
Listeners,
go.
Randy sings his Boy It Thrills My Soul.
Mine
It's
too.
entitled When the Sun of Life Goes Down.
I'm going home to be with loved ones of your home to wear a shining crown of. I'm going home to live with Jesus my Lord when the sun of life goes down. Pay the ransom, free me, loose me from sin. Now I'm saved and homeward, my Lord will greet me, welcome me in when the sun of life goes down.
I want you to listen. Listen to this.
Christ Jesus came to earth to die in my place. I was lost, but I've been found. Soon I'll be with Him. Oh, what wonderful grace when the sun of life goes down.
Pay the ransom.
Free me, loose me from sin. Now I'm saved and homeward, my Lord will greet me, welcome me in when the sun of life goes down.
All right, y'all, bear with me. I got to let this go for a minute.
Thank you for coming to Hominy Valley. We love
You're
you and
welcome.
appreciate you being here. For him,
Wait, I got to move it here. don't know what it is about that lick. Oh, that lick just slays me. Oh, primitive quartet, when the sun of my life goes, or when the sun of life goes down. Let me make sure I get it right. But boys, that didn't cost you any extra. I did that for me.
That's all right. Enjoyed my share of it too.
And then let me just
Let me tell you a little something about that.
Hang on just a second, Boo. Megan Edgeworth want to know, can she request a song for a future episode? Yes, you can request it, but I can't guarantee we'll play it. But if we can find it, we can track it down, sure. But she said that the Primitives are some of her dearest friends, and Sis Simpson said this is my kind of music, bluegrass. So we kind of hit a nerve here, Neil.
There you go.
We may have to look at, because you've booked us through what, 2027?
No, not quite that far.
Singings, but we may have to investigate getting the Primitive Boys up in here. Now go, Boo.
You may have changed some of y'all's format to make that too. But the Primitive Quartet, this is Joe Champion night. So Brother Joe is actually the one that put me on to the Primitive Quartet, second-handed. My daddy was driving a gas truck, and he heard the Primitive Quartet singing Gloryland, and he didn't know who it was. He was talking to your daddy, and he told him that it was a Primitive Quartet. And from that point on, that's where the 8-tracks and the cassettes, the videos started going. Your daddy put us on the Primitive Quartet.
Wow.
So this is Joe Champion night.
Yeah, I hear you. That's
it.
Cool.
All comes back to one thing on this night anyway. So.
That's right. That's right.
Well, boys, we've been going nearly an hour and 40 minutes. It don't seem like it.
Man, it just flies right on by.
But, Boo, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your memories of the Bama Boys and of our dad. And anything else you want to say? We're going to play one more song, and then we're going to dismiss. You're welcome to stay around, or if you need to go, you can go. But you may want to turn on the big speaker for this next one. So.
Well, I probably said too much already, but I've enjoyed it. I've talked too much, but enjoyed it every week.
Yes, sir.
Y'all carry on.
You've been one of our most faithful non-blood related viewers so far, so we appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
Billy Boo Boo Shaw been joining us tonight, so appreciate him hanging in there with us and fighting the internet issues, but we made it. We heard most of everything you need to say.
Pretty much. And yes, we can come up with that song that she's asking about. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That was, yeah, she wanted to hear, I Want to Get Closer from the Rebels.
Yeah.
And the Old Past do it too. They've done a more recent version. But, yeah, I'm going to go pull that off of YouTube because Hamill was singing with the Rebels when he did that.
Right,
and,
right.
He does what I call, I don't know if this is musically correct or not, but I don't care. I call it a chromatic run that he does in the second verse.
Yep. I've actually got
it here, but
I've actually got the LP of that where he recorded it too. But that video, it was live, and it was just, there was more life in it even with that video. So that's even better audio of it.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that's definitely
cool.
one we'll get on.
Well, I'm going to play one more song. I think if we're on the right brotherly wavelength here, what I'm going to play.
All right.
To remember Dad.
Just go right ahead.
So, no, I want you to set it up because you know what I'm going to play, so go ahead.
Well, do I really?
Yes. If it's a daddy song and I'm closing it out with, you know what it is, off of the Payday in off the Payday in Heaven album.
Let me get my head on straight now. I wasn't thinking straight.
Come on now. Our daddy's going to sing a song off the Payday in Heaven song. What's it going to be?
Payday in Heaven. Is it going to be?
We're not on the same. It's a slow song. So I thought you'd be on the same wavelength of that.
I'm sorry. My head's just up in the clouds, I guess.
It's all right. How about if I just do this and start playing it, and then you'll know it. But I've got to press all the right buttons first. But here we go. Here's Daddy now.
Oh, of course.
Here's Joe Champion singing "We Shall See Jesus."
Once on a hillside, people fade. He touched the blind eyes, healed broken spirits. He moved with compassion as he raised up the dead. Once on a hillside, people were gathered, watching as Jesus was crucified. No one showed mercy to the one who had healed them. Yet Jesus loved them as he suffered and died. Once on a hillside, people were gathered, for Jesus had risen, and soon would ascend. And then as he blessed them, he rose to the heavens, and he gave them this promise: I'll come back again. We shall see Jesus just as they saw him. There is no greater promise than this. When he returns in power and glory, we shall see Jesus. We shall see Jesus just as he
Oh goodness. All right. Let's get it back together before we head out.
It's been good.
Yes, it has. And yeah, we're both pretty much exhausted at this point. But yeah, it was yeah. It's rare that I'm speechless, but I'm speechless right now. So
yeah. There are no questions, so there you go.
Yeah,
it's been said.
Can't be. But yeah, Diane Wilkinson wrote that song, and I've always admired Glenn Payne, but I'll say it: Glenn Payne can't hold the candle to Daddy when he played down on that song.
Yep.
But yeah, that was
Good job.
Good stuff. But anything else you need to tell or say, or which?
I don't think so. I think it's been another good week, and just those memories of Dad just living on and lives on through me and you and our singing and just, we want to do our part to try to keep the singing going, the gospel music. And that's one of the reasons we're having these concerts in Fayette. So you'll probably hear Joe Champion coming out and some of the singing done there. I guarantee you that.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. One year we had a Joe Champion memorial sing there one time several years back after Daddy had passed. And I know you put together a string of 5 or 6 or 7 songs Daddy had sung together. I wish we'd come back up with that. We'd play that sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been a day or two ago. But no, it's been good. Hey, you want to do this again next week?
Well,
something like this?
Yeah.
We might as well.
We'll either be live or recorded. You never know, but
right.
And I've got to go back, and I don't know if he's still in here or not. But and I apologize. It was an oversight on my part. But cousin Danny Rye had chimed in a while ago, and I meant to say that, and I got sidetracked and didn't do it. But Danny is a blessing to us, and he was with us back in last month and at the Dixie Echo singing. So just want to give him a shout out. And Mom's been chiming in too. And I think Deborah's been chiming in. I think I hit everybody that I saw anyway of the comments. But thank y'all so much for joining us and helping us remember our dad on what would have been his 80th birthday. And we'll get back together here sometime soon. You never know. But just watch on Neil's page or my page or The Chosen Witness or Faithful Friends or SBM Studios or wherever you happen to be watching us. We sure do appreciate it. And anything else, all minds clear. I got to say that before I sign off too. So
all minds clear. We'll see you and talk to everybody again next week.
All right. Y'all take care. Good night, everybody.